What is going on, my Houston Texans family? Hope you all are having a blessed Saturday. Today was training camp, and what was special about today was that training camp was open to the public. So there was over 1,000 Houston Texans fans swarming down there today. I think there was a group that showed up as early as 2:30 a.m. That's dedication. That's H-Town till you drown. Shout out to them. It was a hot one today, but not too hot. It was packed. I'm going to say that right now. And I know I say this every single year, but this was one of the most packed training camps that I have been at. But we have a lot to talk about today. The offensive line. Dear God, was it bad. The defense was fantastic. Multiple pick sixes. Some new H-Town blue uniforms worn by our quarterbacks. But first, this is breaking news, by the way. We got to talk about running back Joe Mixon. Because according to Ian Rappaport, Joe Mixon, who was on the non-football injury list, is expected to be out an extended period of time with a frustrating foot injury, sources say. The Pro Bowler is coming off a 1,000-yard season, will be reevaluated closer to the season to determine his availability. This is shocking. If I would have known that, Joe Mixon was going to have this problem in the offseason, I would have also brought in J.K. Dobbins alongside of Nick Chubb. And Nick Chubb, we're praying that he's healthy. Not feeling too confident right now about the running back group. I think the Houston Texans, they might need to look at who was available on the market and, might need to do that sooner rather than later. But my name is Ruben Calavillo, by the way. This is the 713 Houston Sportcast, and I drop daily Houston Texans content. Please make sure you guys are following me on Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok for the latest Houston Texans news, rumors, and updates. I might have did that already. I'm sorry. I am exhausted. The boys were buzzing last night, if you know what I mean. The offensive line, they got work today. I mean, there's no other way to say it. There's no other way to sugarcoat it. Everybody was getting beat. Cameron Robinson, Ariante, Ursary, Jake Andrews, Titus Howard, Blake Fisher was getting worked. We've talked about this offensive line being the biggest question mark of the season for the Houston Texans. Now, of course, the argument of this is going to be a top 5 defense. This might be the best defense in the NFL, if we're being quite honest. Of course, they're just going to run through an offensive line that was the second, that had C.J. Stroud, the second most sacked quarterback in the NFL last year. Yes, I understand. But, man, every big play that happened, immediately what you said was that wouldn't have counted because that would have been a sack. I mean, there was one play where, C.J. Stroud, he had, I believe it was Laken Tomlinson, just right up in his grill. Mario Edwards Jr. destroyed Laken Tomlinson in a rep later. I am concerned about the offensive line. Now, of course, the pads are not on. And, of course, we're just a couple of days into training camp. But didn't I say this last year? Didn't I say it's just training camp? Didn't I say, well, let's wait for the pads to come on? I told you guys this year that I'm going to take everything at face value with this offensive line. And judging off of today, I am concerned for quarterback C.J. Stroud. Now, I do like how one of the things that was emphasized was getting the ball out quick. However, that led to an Azeez Al-Shaair pick six, a pick six by Miles, by multiple pick sixes. Every quarterback threw a pick six today. C.J. Stroud, Davis Mills, Slovis, and I think Graham Mertz too. Shout out to Graham Mertz, by the way. This is going to be one of the best defenses in the NFL. This is going to be one of the best secondaries in the NFL. Azeez Al-Shaair today, he had that pick six from C.J. Stroud. He dropped 2 other ones. He was playing like a man on fire today. Oh, and against the run, he blew up a play that would have been -3 yards. Aziz was on one today. Will Anderson Jr. was on one today. And I don't know how to explain it. I was telling my girl this. Danielle Hunter's not human. Like, if you watch, okay, I could 100% explain this. If you watch anime, right, there's always those moments where there's two people fighting and they're moving so fast that you can't even see, or you could barely see what they're doing, and the only thing that you're thinking is, oh man, that person is peak, right? That person is powerful. That's how Danielle Hunter looked today. He didn't look human. Blake Fisher had no chance against Danielle Hunter. Put the over on CJ Stroud rushing yards. I'm going to tell you that right now. Lock that in. We're going to find out how many rushing yards CJ Stroud is predicted to have this year. We're going to hit the over. I did like the H-Town blue uniforms on the quarterbacks. I did like that. It's something different, man. And, you know, it got you excited. It gets everyone excited when you have something new in terms of drip. Kalen Bullock looked fantastic today. The gold visor, gold cleats. I'm trying to get some positives from the, from the offense, because even, Nico Collins, when something did go well for the offense, right? First play action pass, CJ shot, he had time. Nico Collins over the middle, he drops it. Speaking of drops, John Mechie, what are we doing? Not only did John Mechie drop a punt from, I think, not only the punter, but from the jugs machine too. He dropped 3 passes today. We're talking about whether or not John Mechie is going to make the football team. And every time he was open. I'll give him that. He was open. Just couldn't catch the ball. The operation was a success, but somehow, some way, the patient failed. It was a fun day of training camp. One thing I told you guys that I was going to be looking at was the energy of Nick Caley. It's there. It's there. Cole Popovich, too. Harley pointed this out that, Cole is right there behind the quarterback, in these shows. He is looking at his offensive line. And one thing that I do like is if you mess up, false start, penalty, whatsoever, we're interchanging. Someone new's coming in. So I like that the boys have to be on their toes there. That's what it should have been last year. Janice McNair, co-owner of the Houston Texans, she is going to be inducted into the Ring of Honor. That was announced today by Callahan and McNair. Other than that, boys, that's pretty much it. The offense looked like crap. Offensive line did not look good. Defense, this might be the best Houston Texans defense ever. And that's saying a lot, because I know we've had some pretty damn good ones. But with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, for those of you who were there, you guys let me know your thoughts and comments down below. What was something that you noticed that I missed, or did I get something wrong? With that being said, for more Houston Texans content, you guys all know what to do. Feel free to follow me for more. Go Houston. Have a very blessed day.